What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tyler, aka RT Ty. Today we are going to be doing an oil change on No Name here, and these are all the things you're gonna need. Oil, of course, an oil filter. Right now I'm using Pennzoil oil 5W30. You need 6 quarts to go in here. Sometimes people put a little bit more. I don't know why they do that, because it can cause some long-term effects. Next thing you need is a wrench or a ratchet. Sorry, not a wrench. You need a ratchet with a 15 millimeter socket. And depending on how stuck on your oil filter is, you may need one of these little oil filter tools. I got both. I know last time I used this. This is not the first time I use it, but this one is between the 74 millimeter through 75 millimeter oil filter. And then this one is adjustable, so it goes to pretty much every oil filter. But this one's a little bit more aggressive, I think. And a bucket and an oil pan. So you can take it to your local hardware store, or not hardware store, local auto parts store. So I didn't do it on camera, but I rolled the car up on the little the car stand, so I wouldn't really have to jack it up. But I also, just as another safety measure, I put the jack stands up under there just to make sure I was safe. And then another thing that I add on, because I have a dirty ground to lay my head on and be up under, I add a ski mask to stop debris from coming into my nostrils, anything like that. If somebody drive by or something like that and dust kick up, I'm protected. But so now that we got that out the way, let's get up under there and let's get this done. Alright, now that we're up under the car, we got a 15 millimeter drain plug. So you get your 15 millimeter socket and your little ratchet, and we go knock it off. It is hot. We just came back from a drive, so I think some of that heat would help loosen the bolt. But just be very careful. Oh, one thing I forgot. We're gonna add gloves. It's not gonna stop it from burning, but it will stop my hands from getting so messy. So put the gloves on. So we put the gloves on. And we break it loose. Whew. This is scary. Okay. That wasn't so hard, but the hard part is making sure you don't get super hot oil on you. Oh, yep. Get in there. Ooh. Wasn't that hot? But yeah, that was dirty. Mind you, I went a few 100 miles over. I forgot to grab some towels. So I'm gonna use paper towels. To kind of clean up a little bit. Now that we're done on the drain plug side, what I'm gonna do is, they tell you to replace it. I would. I just didn't grab it before I started it. I'll do it next time and get a new drain plug. But wipe off the drain plug. Make sure you get it really good. And then you wipe off the oil drain area. there's going to be oil over there. So you wipe it off as good as you can, put the drain plug in, spin it on, wipe it down again, make sure it's clean. The drain plug is on the passenger side. The instruction manual should have how much you should torque it down to. I'm just gonna do it by strength. I'm gonna do it by hand. I'm not gonna do it too tight, but I want it tight because I didn't get a new drain plug. You don't want to strip out the drain plug, so just be careful. All right, now we're gonna move to a little bit over to the other side. Started without y'all by accident, but I used the socket, spun the oil filter off. You're gonna have some oil coming out that oil filter, so keep in mind. So what I'm gonna do is put my other gloves on. This will be warm, but you want your oil warm so you can get all the oil you can out. I honestly, if I can handle hot, super hotness, I would, but I can't. So I'm gonna keep spinning it so more oil come out. There must have been a lot left over. I started to slow down. Oh, I lied. That's a steady stream of oil. Now that I really think that the oil is done, let's start screwing off the air, not the air filter, the oil filter. And be very careful towards the end, because this, I feel the heat on the oil filter, and that's it's not too bad, but like it was still warm, and it kind of surprised me. Now that part's done, we're almost there. So what you want to do, you want to grab your new oil filter, and so your oil pump doesn't have to work so hard to start getting oil filled in. You want to put some oil in it, a little dab of oil, go around the rim just to make sure that's greased up. And you can start hand tightening this oil filter. Alright. When your hand can't tighten it no more, that's when you come back around with your socket. And you just start twisting it on there. You don't want it super tight, so next time you do it, you can get it off, but you don't want it super loose either. I think right about here should hold another, yep. Where it starts to get a little tough, that's where you want to stop, because it's on there tight enough, in my opinion. But like I said, your owner's manual, instruction manual, whatever they come with, specs, torque specs. You follow that. Now since we got everything good, right? And the oil change is done. Well, not the oil change. The oil extraction, I should say, is done. I'm going to back the car up off of the ramp. Not with the car on. I'm going to put it in neutral, just let it roll back. And then we'll start filling up the oil. You don't want to do it at an incline because things can happen. It won't lubricate certain areas that need to be lubricated. So we're going to roll it down and then we're going to fill it up with oil. All right, I may have to start the car. Roll down in neutral. Well, I lied. I had to start the car because I couldn't get it down. But now that I got it down, let's get started. All right. What I like is those big filters, or not the filters. I don't know why I keep fumbling over words today, but I like those big funnels because you can fill them up and just watch it go down. And in those big funnels, they usually come with like a filter. So if there were any pebbles, because I was up under the car, there could be pebbles that could fall on it. But this one ain't sticking. It ain't sticking how it needs to, but I do have a second one. Right. Now that I'm back with the smaller one that most likely should fit, I'm gonna take that filter out. It's a metal filter, and all you do is you just press it down in the narrower down in that funnel. It starts to grab. So let me put that small one on. Still a decent sized funnel, but it's not going to be like this one where I can just pour all the oil in it. The first one we're going to pour down there in here is the one that I cracked open to help fill up the filter. We're just going to pour it in there. Let it drain a little bit, and then we cap that. And then we get the little 5 quarts. Cap it. So to make sure your oil funnel is clean, you always have a rag that's used for the oil funnel. You just leave it in there and it will soak up all that oil. So next time you use it, you turn it upside down or whichever way you have the towel, and that oil will go down into that towel. So next time you use it, it'll be clean. I'm all over the place right now, but we got to actually make sure we get our oil put in this respected place, which is into the jugs that we just used for oil. So we're going to take our bucket of old oil and slowly pour. It's not even at the 5 quart mark, so my engine should be a little bit more happier. Box to put the oil filter, because your auto parts store will take it. So now that we got everything wrapped up to take to the auto parts store, we will get to the next part. All right, since we're all done, let's start it up. Go for a little drive while we go to our auto parts store. Put my seatbelt on. All right, as you can tell, I'm a little sweaty. I'm really hot, so bear with me. Let's go for a little drive. Yeah, you can tell it's good because it was kind of struggling in certain areas, but I got a AutoZone near me, so We're gonna go to that AutoZone real quick. We made it to AutoZone. Let's grab the oil so we can give it to them. Oil filter oil. Hopefully that oil tanks ain't full. Let's see. Oil tank is full. Oh, dang it. Well, look like we're gonna go to Advance because Advance is closest to me other than this AutoZone. All right, we're pulling up to our Advance Auto. Hopefully their oil tanks aren't full. There it is right there. I'll show you guys how to dump your oil at a auto parts store. Let's get out the car first. And last time I had some brake fluid and Advanced Auto was the only one that was open to dump oil, because a lot of people like to go to the AutoZone that I like to go to. So let's grab our oil. I just need to dump oil, and then I have the oil filter too. Yeah, and I know the sheet that you have to sign out. Thank you. All right, so here local Advance Auto or any auto parts store will have a bin like this. They'll let you know if it's full, and they usually have like a sheet right there. I can't show you because I got people information on there, but you just put your old oil in here. And then your oil filter would go in the oil filter bucket. Oil filter only. And then fill out this sheet. This sheet right here. And then that's pretty much it. Alright. Now that we're done, we're just leaving the store. And alright, we're done with that. Shout out to Advance for having the spot for me to fill my oil up with. And let's get on to the next. I got something else that I need to do today. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, looking at my videos. Tell me what I could do better. Tell me what I can change. Tell me what I forgot. Different things like that. I think I got some oil on my face. Nah, that's just my nose. But tell me what I could do better, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave me suggestions on what I should do next to the Tahoe. Alright, everybody. I forgot one thing. So, as you see, we need to change the oil timer. So what you do is you come over here, you click this little roadmap button until you get to, I lied, you don't go there. You click you click this button right here with the information button, and it shows you oil life. I don't know if you guys can see that. You hold the check mark, and it should flip. But I think since I changed mine already, it's not gonna do it. But you hold it, like hold it, and it should change over. but it's not going to do it since I already did it, and then it's at 100%. So, but just so y'all are aware of that.